and opens it, I'm going to yell at his fucking head for doing that. I might be taking the biggest, massive
BM, as my mother used to say,
brushing my teeth moment that he has ever seen in his entire life.
Yep.
And you don't knock on the door and just open it to the bathroom.
Well, the whole minute plays when it gets to that incredibly obvious. You know, once he's done it and he's opened it, you almost know she's going to be doing something in there that is conventional to what a woman stereotypically would do in that era. And obviously with her hairy body, she's not shaving her legs. So what is she doing? Could she be putting on makeup? Could she be doing her hair? No. I think it's so obviously telegraphed that I questioned why the camera work instead of showing all that, why it didn't cut to a camera pull back over bubbles or candles right there by them. Just so that there's something that's a transitionary moment. So I'm not bored by that. You're already going to play to that. And then to your point, she should have shrieked. She's in it. Oh my God. It was like, well, he should just, I don't know.
But you don't know the relationship they have, because JJ and I don't have a problem if we walk in on each other in the bath.
Oh, yes, my God.
But at the same time, we're talking about in a movie, and you're talking about... So do apes bathe like that? Do apes go submerge in water to bathe?
I don't think... because they don't have the fat on them that helps them float.
Right.
And so they will sink more often because they don't have the natural instinct to be able to swim, I believe.
Well, that's why her conversation is meant to be a joke, right?
That she's never had a bath before.
Right. That's why it kind of plays out as supposed to be a joke. Oh, it's very wet.
But see, that's why I also find the choice with the director and with Kim Hunter kind of odd that she's just laying there accepting it. Once again, I felt like Cornelia should be messing with the UHF knob. You know, what does this do? And then it goes in and out. And she should be in there just like flicking bubbles or something, just like, I don't get it. Instead, they both have just assimilated so oddly that it's a charming moment, but it plays oddly when you really start thinking about what the reaction should be.
And it should be. It should be a moment of a man that has had an interesting day, that is now relaxed in a hotel room, that is kind of, put on his ape slippers and kind of set back and decides to fall asleep for a second, but realizes he should probably go check on his loved one who's taking a bubble bath. It is supposed to be a calm moment, but when you kind of, again, break it down to a minute, you're looking at these little small things like that doesn't make any sense. I love the idea of showing some bubbles and pulling back to reveal her, hearing him knock, and having her respond, come in.
Right.
Something like that allows him to move into the room. So the script, Zira's lying in the bubble bath, and he asks her, are you tired? She goes, a little. And it says, Cornelius goes, sniffing the bath, how's it feel? And she goes, soothing but very wet. So Cornelius doesn't do that. They completely eliminate the sniffing of the bath. He just suddenly goes, how is it? And she goes, soothing but very wet. His how is it kind of came out of nowhere. Like there was See,
and I thought that too, because I thought when he did that, if I'm sitting there helping him shoot the scene, what I have him do is go flick the bubbles.
Yeah.
How is it? Maybe he's the one doing
some movement, yeah.
Because this movie is made on the cheap. They're trying to crank it out. And so they're doing their best to do simple setups. The lighting is simple, these kind of things, but still, there's no engagement. What I found also weird is that you're treating us as the viewer as, how is it? Says there's been a previous conversation of, I'm going to try this thing they call a bubble bath. Yet you're not acting like you knew that she was going to be in it. It's more of a, hey, well, how is it? It's just very cold and distant.
The sniffing would have made sense. Like some type of interaction let him know that he's just.
Or if he was playing like the bubble bath in his hand, like not the bubbles, but the actual.
He could eat it. He could do anything.
I also thought for her being submerged in the bubbles, they could have staged her body a little bit better because she's kind of sunk down. The lighting isn't great. It's casting shadows everywhere. It just kind of needed a little more.
I think the only reason for that, and I looked at it, you've got to think that they just made her up right to chin level.
To not get anything wet, and then threw some bubbles in there so it wouldn't.
And the rest of pure Kim Hunter beneath it, and they have no other costume whatsoever. Again, those two actors together are beyond charming. It's just the choices of how to set them up as, okay, you and JJ don't worry about coming in on each other in the shower or in the bath. Shelly and I don't take baths, but we take showers. I walk in and talk to her in the morning while she's showering me too. However, there is a little more engagement usually, and I think that's that distance where they don't feel like they're really in the same scene together is where it just misses a little bit.
Well, they
for
may
me.
not have been.
That's
I mean,
a
they
good
could have
point.
shot both of us without them in that same moment.
That's a good point.
They're not. They're
that.
not shown together at all. But the editor made the choice of, again, she goes, "It's very wet," and he agrees, and he goes, "Huh, okay,
Right.
I'm gonna watch him walk out and shut the door and close the door." Right, we did not need that moment, that transition of, okay, I'm going to walk out the door and then go immediately to the Bay Area Women's Club.
And basically, this minute is absolutely not needed moment. You could just go to the television guy that says what
And
they're
then
doing
cut
next
from
day and
there,
go to
goes
there.
right. Or you could have just had the
go.
voiceover and saying, and she's going to be going to this to the museum, and it's a voiceover as she's
Right.
driving there. Yeah.
Anything like that. I mean, it's weird.
I suppose we're trying to show them being normal in what it means to be
human
a human.
terms.
Yeah, in LA.
You're also probably, and to jump back to what we said before, look, when you do these minute by minute, that's one thing where you almost find things that you wouldn't if you're watching it. But also when you're doing it minute by minute, you take 2 months off in between. We're forgetting the fact that the moments before were a little more partyish, chaotic.
And we needed this come down moment.
You need a quiet moment to segue into the next stuff.
We're going to go to the next Bay Women's Club.
The
where it's
only
always a
thing that you
party.
might have done that, you could have made that one of them was really hungover somehow from the party,
Right.
and then you could have done some transition there. But I get why they did it, but it's just a little flat.
I like the idea of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, but
Just
yeah,
not the execution.
The execution was not very good.
So basically, the last thing we see just a few seconds of the Bay Area Women's Club sign, correct?
Yep. As we're driving up.
And
ask
which
Go ahead.
go no, you go.
Can I ask a dumb question?
I don't know. Can you?
Yes.
Oh, we're back with Sean. He did it to
There
us
it is.
already.
So when we're in California,
Uh-huh.
is LA called the Bay Area?
No.
I thought that'd be
So-
San Francisco. Yeah.
So when I see the Bay Area Women's Club, I'm a little confused
Me
by
too.
that. Now, granted, I'm sure there are multiple bays.
There might be a segment of
Right.
LA called the Bay Area. I don't know.
There might be
Or
multiple Bay areas,
Yeah.
but I don't think when I say Bay Area clubs, I immediately jump to San Francisco and not staying in LA.
Yeah, and I also, when I saw the sign, I thought, oh my goodness, you've beat me over the head now with two scenes where you've had to tell me what I was going to see when it says Bay Area Women's Club.
Well, it wasn't just that. We had to establish the fact that they're in a limo with the two
Yes.
cop cars
They're pulling
with
them
them
up.
to make it okay. And then we have to go from across the street and zoom in on the sign to let us know where they're at. Here
And there's
they
one
are.
bald man that looks a little like Carl Reiner that literally walks by the sign and stops and reads it. And I'm
What
like,
could this
okay. Like, you've never walked past that before. And why is the Bay Area Women's Club so...
Well, now he knows where the
eye-catching?
women are in the Bay Area.
Oh, that's it. He was
There you
looking
go.
for him some women's.
There are also a lot of dudes outside of the Bay Area Women's Club, kind of loitering. I guess the husbands have to stand outside.
They're not allowed in.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for that minute?
That's it for me.
Balk.
Balk.
Bay Area Women's Club.
Which I immediately, I was like, really? They couldn't find some other better...
Oh my God. That's so terrible.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that does it for minute 41. Because we haven't gotten to say it in so long, please go look for us on social media. We're out there. We like to communicate with all of you. We like to hear from you. You can find us at Men of the Apes on Twitter and pretty much any other social media that you like. You know what is shocking in this downtime?
What's that?
We've gotten a lot of people following us on Facebook.
Who told them?
All of a sudden, you people that are jumping on Facebook, we kind of put that out there originally as we probably should put it because there'll be the people that don't do it. Wow. Kudos to you guys. I'll make sure that we do a little more interactive stuff there so that you can be a part of it too. But look for us wherever it may be. Let us hear from you. We love the moments when you reach
Yay.
back. So for Richard and Sean, I'm Todd. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.